Welcome to yet another session of real therapy. Come on in, close the door behind you, and let's get to it.
Yeah, I don't think that looks good on you. No offense or anything.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't wear it for you. Thanks.
Okay. You can be really annoying sometimes.
I know. Yeah, everyone can be at times. Thanks for letting me know, though.
You're welcome. Yeah, you're like nothing like her.
You know what? You're right. She does seem like a very interesting person.
Remember that time you fell into the pond? That was so funny.
Yeah, I remember that. I think about that sometimes and have a little laugh.
Don't you get embarrassed? Don't you care what people say about you?
It probably would have when I was younger.
Why do you never react to anything?
I am reacting. I'm just not upset.
Ugh, you're so frustrating sometimes.
That's okay.
I love these kind of videos. This is not just the perfect instruction to those situations, but just overall a great mindset to have. The older I get, the more true this becomes. You don't have to take things personally. You don't have to take things seriously. And you know, when somebody makes these type of comments, it's not about you, it's about the person. This is actually not the first time I'm hearing about this, or it sort of resonated with something that I read previously. By the way, great book written by Viktor Frankl, and it's called Man's Search for Meaning. He is a psychologist, writer, a person who lived through Holocaust and who lived through a concentration camp. And in this book, he basically talking about finding purpose when there is no hope, when there is nothing around you. It's a great book to read. Like the way he talks about his experiences and the way he approached them, wonderful. I mean, he's also, he's an academic. He, the doctor of psychology, highly regarded as one of the, I think he's one of the founding fathers of existential psychology. And in this book, he talks about the fact that you don't have to be swayed by life. Like, you have a choice. Even though you cannot choose the things that happen to you in life, you can always choose your reaction. The way you react to things is entirely up to you. And I think there's so much strength and power in realizing that, because that means you are always in control. You're not in control of the situation, but you're always in control of your reaction. And you decide what to do, what approach to take to any situation in your life. I don't know, when I read it, it sort of opened my eyes on a lot of things, that I don't have to be angry. I don't have to be mad about certain things, complaining about the fact that, oh, life is unfair to me. This and this happened, poor me. What am I gonna do? Blah, blah, blah. No, you don't have to do that. So something that happens is an objective reality, right? It just happens. But the way you take it, the way you twist it and approach it is entirely up to you. You choose the angle of how you want to go about it. And it's quite incredible. You suddenly feel like you have all the power in the world to do that. And I feel like this is a perfect situation, especially with social interactions. A lot of times we take things personally. A lot of times we feel like, oh, these people think we're this and that, and we're internalizing it, and we think that we're that afterwards. And I don't think that's the right way to go about it. Because whatever comes out of anybody else's mouth is about them. It's them expressing their own thoughts and their own projections onto the world and onto you. It might have nothing to do with you. Nothing. I feel like I've talked about it a couple of times on my channel already. If you know my background, I'm a Russian living in Europe, and I've been living here for ages, almost 10 years now. The amount of nasty comments I would get because I'm Russian, especially after 2022 happened, the amount of nasty comments I would get from the people at the bank, from people on the street, from people at a restaurant, some drunk people. You have countless. I don't have enough fingers in my hands and not enough toes to count those things. And at first I would be getting so frustrated, I would take it really personally. If the people would hate on me because I'm Russian, I would think that something is wrong with me, oh, this is so unfair, and I'm so bad, internalize those type of things that people would say about me. But then I got to the point that if a person feels the need to come up to me, say something nasty because of the place where I come from that I have no control over, it says more about them than about me. And it also says more about the shitty day that they're having rather than, my character traits or me as a person. So I think it's a really powerful skill to not take things personally, Because there are going to be so many situations in life where like something will happen that's outside of your control that would seem at first maybe it's like it's your fault or you would feel like a bad person for something, but most of the time it's not. It has nothing to do with you. I feel like the first reaction, of course, is to take it personally, you know, to like, especially if you're a very vigilant person or if you're a very empathetic person, you connect with people, like you're, I don't know, you wanna, how do I say it? Like when you're getting to know people, you know, you're very, not sensitive, but empathetic, right? You're like trying to build a human to human connection. Like you're sort of, well, more sensitive in a way. The first reaction when you hear something nasty, like, or anything at this point, maybe the person didn't even mean it in that way, but to take it personally, yes, that's the like sort of the first, you know, instinct. But to be able to stop yourself and distance yourself from that and tell yourself, okay, that just happened. I don't have to be in it. I don't have to be it. I don't have to do anything about it. I'm just gonna stand over here. This thing is gonna be right here next to me, but I'm gonna be standing right over here. You know, I'm not touching it. It's not mine, doesn't belong to me. So why worry? And I really like that message. That's a really good example of how to deal with things like that. And you don't have to, again, you don't have to get angry. You don't have to get mad. You're just like, okay. You don't have to justify yourself. You don't have to start explaining something to somebody else. Just exist like with it, but separate from it. I don't know. Whether it's a nasty situation, a nasty comment from somebody, whether it's something that happened again outside of your control that has a direct effect on you, distancing yourself and choosing your reaction, again, the greatest skill, in my opinion, that anybody can have. Takes a lot of effort to build that skill, for me at least. It is one of those things, but I definitely got better. I don't know. I thought it was an interesting thing to share. There's another good one that I saved recently.
And I'm realizing that the only way to be free is to ruin your reputation. I'm learning that trying to micromanage how people perceive you is literally imprisoning your mind. It is insane that we literally jail ourselves in this mindset of who we're supposed to be instead of who we feel like we are. We care more about staying in character than living in our truth, than being honest, than being real. We care more about performing for others and being validated than being validated by ourselves, by living in our own vessel and feeling pure in that, feeling love in that, feeling intention in that. The only way to break free from the shackles of other people's perception is to literally ruin your reputation. Do what you want to do, act how you want to act, dress how you want to dress, love who you want to love. I'm learning that the box that we assume other people are putting us in is really just ourselves. At any moment, you can take yourself out of that box.
All right. How do you like that? I think a lot of valid points. Now, what I'm going to say is that, of course, this works in the Western context. Yeah, in first world countries. Like, of course, you cannot, I don't know, if you live in Chechnya, you cannot just go out in the street and, you know, openly come out. Like, hey guys, I'm gay. That doesn't work. Nonetheless, if we're talking about it in the Western perspective, in like first world country perspective, I really like the phrasing as well that the best way to live your authentic self is to ruin your reputation, because it is about not depending on people's perception about you. That resonates with me personally because if you've been a subscriber for a while, you know that I started my YouTube journey by making videos about photography, and I really sort of associated myself with, you know, this artist persona, you know, I'm this cool photographer. I have to do this. Photography is my whole life. I was sort of like putting my own self in the box. And that didn't work out well. I still love that part of myself. I still love, absolutely adore visual arts. But something has shifted recently, and I feel like it took me so long to be able to actually let it go and not depend on it. And I was so scared of letting it go because, you know, I thought to myself, well, you know, to this world, I'm this young, passionate photographer, this young visual artist who is working on her career, whatever. And I was so scared to let it go because of, you know, the also sunk cost fallacy. Because I thought, well, I already invested so much of my time and money and effort into it. You know, I really have to like follow through and really do it for the rest of my life. But sometimes it just doesn't work. I don't know if I entirely ruined my reputation. I guess I just put it on pause. I haven't been photographing anything in the past year or two, but I feel sort of okay about it. And I let myself, or allowed myself that space to explore other things. Again, like content creation in a different direction though. Coming back to music, like exploring other different ways to creatively express myself. And to be honest, I don't remember the last time I felt so alive. I finally feel like my kid self again. Like I'm having fun with all these new things I'm exploring and learning. And I feel like we really limit ourselves and we really deprive ourselves from that. We deprive ourselves of that when we're putting ourselves in a box, when we're trying to maintain the reputation. Yeah, that, oh, I'm this thing, the world sees me as this thing, you know, if I introduce myself to these XYZ people as a photographer, then I should, you know, be a photographer. No. The sort of, as soon as I realized that, it felt like suddenly like this terrible heavy weight just got lifted off my shoulders. And I felt really free again. And it really, you know, it really made me feel great. Ruining your reputation in that sense is a healthy thing. You start doing something new and you start doing something from ground up, like you start from zero and you're just exploring and there are no limits. You're like, oh, I can do this, but also I can do this. Whoa, and I could also do this third thing. Oh my God, and then I maybe can combine them. What? So, I don't know. I think it is important to stray away sometimes from what you're doing, not completely abandon it. As I said, like with photography, I don't really think I abandoned it. I just put it on pause. Like my inner photographer is hibernating right now, and I'm totally okay with that. And I might come out stronger after that. You know, even if I come back to photography at some point in the future, like I'll be full of new ideas, I'll be full of new experiences. I'll have something new to say with my works. So yeah, and for now it's like this. You know what I should say also? I don't think this applies to like character traits. I don't think you should ruin your reputation as an honest person, as a responsible, mature person. That would not be worth it. On the other hand, I think there's some things that should stay constant, or at least we should strive towards certain things that should stay constant after some point in our lives. So yeah, but when it comes to something that you're doing, like trial and error, like there's no other way. And I feel like it's so obvious and like so many people have said it already, but it's just the truth. Like you gotta go out there and explore. If it's not something in your realm, well, fuck it. Then it's going to be in a different realm and you start discovering this new part of yourself. It's also, in a way, about letting go. It's a little let go episode of real therapy. And yeah, I really appreciate this person sort of like putting it out there and talking about this, because sometimes you just need to hear it again. Sometimes when you're scared, oh, what if this, what if that? You need somebody to, you know, to tell you this. And I'm just, you know, kind of like spreading the word, hopefully by doing this. So yeah, I think that's about it for today. That should be enough for our session. Make sure to come back for the next one. I won't be saying bye to you for too long. Don't worry, we'll be seeing each other on this channel very soon. Okay, I'm wishing you an amazing, fabulous day. Or if you're having one already, that's great. Keep it up. Okay then, I'll be signing out. Thank you for sticking around with me. Did I say it right? Okay. Thank you for sticking around till the end if you made it this far, and I'll be seeing you in one of my next videos. Bye.